The college football experience, Colorado State Rams 2025 season preview episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Edge Boost. Yes, the bank account that is built for bettors. Sign up today, edgeboost.bet with the promo code SGPN and get a free Refs Are Terrorist t-shirt. Claim your free shirt, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/refs. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride.
Hey, this is Bill Romanowski. You're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Welcome to the college football experience, Colorado State Rams edition 2025 season preview as they prepare for one more year around the sun in the Mountain West. And then they jump off to the brand new Pac-12. Yes, can't wait to talk about it. Exciting time, I think, if you are a Ram fan. Exciting time, I think. Because Pac-12, I think you're hoping you get that TV deal, and which I think is going to be announced in the next 24 hours here, according to some reports I saw online. More money for the school, and then that they said they view the Pac-12 as similar to the ACC, Big 12. We'll see. You got to play it on the field. You got to earn it on the field. But I'm here to talk about all of it. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, my name is Colby Swinging Database Dad, a.k.a. Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
And you're nothing but a chameleon, lemon-headed, coward, terrorist pussy. And I'm after you, buddy. You're going to pay for it. Good night.
That's the old Pac-12 talking about Larry Scott. But, I'm excited about this new Pac-12. I mean, look, I like him in the mountain. One more year in the mountain, the way we know it to be. Then the new mountain happens. Down west, that is. But, I mean, it's bittersweet, but I can see what they want. I can understand it. I am joined by my co-host. He is the host of the College Basketball Experience. Colorado State's been a fucking great, fun team. Great, fun team to watch over the years. I know Nico Medved's gone, but I'm excited about the upcoming. So check out the College Basketball Experience as well. Give it up for former staffer at Austin Peay with the Governors, South Carolina with the Gamecocks, and West Virginia with the Mountaineers, Ryan McIntyre, a.k.a. Moneyline Mac. How are you, brother?
Let's go, baby. Ram it. Yeah, I love Colorado State. And year 4 now of Jay Norvell. Last year was a good one.
Mac tonight. Come on, make it Mac tonight.
Yes, and I mean, I took a shot on them to win the Mountain West last year, and they were in position. I thought the schedule worked out, but hey, Norvell needed to take that jump, and he was great at Nevada. Former Chicago Bear, played in the 80s Bears with Ditka and Buddy Ryan and shit. So let's see. Hopefully, I'll be honest. I was bullish on the hire when it happened. Now, and let's just go right in. I'm going to play the slides. YouTube.com/The College Experience. Hop on over here as we're breaking down all 136 teams with a solo episode for each and every team in the land. Jay Norvell. So, yeah, 49-47 over his tenure as a head coach at Nevada and Colorado State. But what's intriguing to me, so I was bullish on the hire. I thought I was surprised. I know Chris Alt, Nevada coaching legend, had some strong words about Norvell leaving for Colorado State. But I thought Colorado State had kind of hit a home run. 3-9 year one. I thought he would do a little bit better, but I understand you're bringing in your major haul. I mean, going from Steve Adazio to the Hal Mumme, Matt Mumme offense couldn't be further from one another. So maybe that was part of the reasoning there. But then 5-7 and 23, and then last year 8-5 and 24. It was a breakthrough year, but Mac, you could still say that Jay Norvell's on the hot seat if he has like a 6-win season. I like Jay. We've had him on this very show, but how do you feel about Jay Norvell? And is he safe right now for like, if there's another 5-7, 6-6 season, is he safe?
I think you'd get a 5th year. But you do raise good questions. 8-5 is good. 6-1 the Mountain West, obviously good in year 3. It's a positive trajectory, but they didn't play Boise or UNLV last year. So, like, to your point, they got a beautiful schedule, and they kind of pissed away an opportunity to get to a conference championship. And hell, they may have even, I don't know who would have hosted if they had beat Fresno, because both teams would have been undefeated.
Exactly. They should have beat Fresno. And Fresno with Tim Skipper. That was not Jeff Tedford. That was Tim Skipper.
Yeah, that was a bad loss.
That was a bad loss.
Yeah. But schedule was nice. They took advantage of it. Schedule is not as nice this year, which usually how it works.
Yeah, and a tough bowl game there in the Snoop Dogg Bowl, getting their ass whooped by Chuck Martin in the MAC. But, you know, I don't even know what to make of the bowl situation because you have players leave and go. But let's talk about this year because, yeah, I think it is a critical year still for Norvell. I think he probably will get another year, but I don't think you can be 5-7. I think you got to be at 6-6 and make a bowl or something. But we'll see. Time will tell. You got to pay the players a bunch of money these days. So coaches, you're not as able to. You're not. Before that, buying out that Jimbo Fisher contract, that was common in college football. I think that's going to chill a little bit with the paying the players there. The offense a year ago though, Matt Mumme, look, his dad, Hal Mumme, invented, he's been on the show as well. Hal Mumme has, and he invented the air raid offense with Mike Leach, our boy Mike Leach. And all right, 94th in scoring offense, 78th in passing offense, 53rd in rush offense. What does dad have to say about your rush offense being ahead of your pass offense? I would love to know. I gotta give Hal a call, get him back on the show. 65th in total offense. I am a big fan of the Mumme family, so I was a bit surprised at those numbers, to tell you the truth. What do you make of these numbers, man?
Yeah, you mentioned it. I mean, he's old man. He's a run guy, so it is a little surprising. But I would say that just the continuity. I mean, he's been with Norvell every step of the way, every year at Nevada. Then he came over with him to Colorado State. So I'm a little surprised that they were 94th in scoring offense with how many games they won. But like you said, it goes back to the schedule was nice.
Yeah. And yeah, I was surprised. So Matt likes to run the ball more. Apparently, these numbers are saying that. It likes to run the ball more than dad. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe that's just a new thing. You zig when they zag. So yeah, 65th in total offense. We'll see. And guess what? They have some returning starters led by their quarterback, Brayden Fowler-Nicolosi, who I thought, it's funny. I feel like he looked better. I know they won 8 games last year, but I felt like he played better his freshman year than last season. Maybe just the games I watched. I don't know. But either way, it's nice to have a third-year starting quarterback coming back within your offense, which, the air raid is based so much on timing, and I think that is critical. Running back Justin Marshall is back. He was a guy that I think flashed at times last year. I don't know that he's going to start because they have Lloyd Avent, who's coming in from Tulsa, but those two backs should be decent. Maybe they will put up good rushing numbers. Wide receiver Armani Winfield is back too. Led the team in receiving, I believe, from a season ago. And then what you gotta like, even though you only have 2 of 5 back on the O line, is Aaron Karras and Tanner Morley are all conference guys. So you gotta like having that back. They did go out to the portal. Every team does these days. Taj Bullock comes in at quarterback from Akron. Lloyd Avent, that's the guy I'm talking about, from Tulsa. He really flashed in spring, I think. Van Shield from Northern Arizona. They got a little pipeline to Northern Arizona. Petey Tucker from EMU. Dude, I didn't even realize that. We previewed EMU the other day. This is classic. This is classic college football. I was like, yeah, Petey Tucker is going to be a nice, he's back at Eastern Michigan. No, it turns out he transferred a couple weeks back, and I missed that headline. Yeah, there's that. Take everything with a grain of salt with the way the portal is these days, and it's hard to get information at the mid majors. So, going out and getting Kojo Antwi from Ohio State as a wideout. Let me tell you, every receiver at Ohio State's a fucking beast. So I'm sure he's going to be fine here. Wide receiver Tay Lanier from Northern Arizona. This is a guy I host the FCS College Football Experience. He was very good with them, and I've been told that he's turning some heads there in camp in Fort Collins. And then he's fucking back, baby. This is perfect. Tight end Rocky Beers transfers in from the airport. Now, he was at, I believe, Air Force before the airport. And I was disappointed with Rocky Beers heading down to Florida because it feels like a Coors Light commercial. Cold activated can, Rocky fucking Beers. He's back in Colorado, and he's playing for Colorado State. They've had some good tight ends over the years in the Norvell era, so excited to see that. Offensive line-wise, they brought in Tristan Holmbeck from fucking Dartmouth. Some of these Ivy League guys, man, you go right down the road. Colorado had Shane Cokes at defensive end, who I think came in from fucking Dartmouth too. Pretty good player. Some of these Ivy League guys, you got to watch out for them. Marcellus Wiley style. William Wortham coming in from Central Missouri. They're digging deep, Mac. Central Missouri. What do you think, man, with the way they attack the portal? Will the offense be better? Here's what's interesting is like the schedule's much harder this year. So, I mean, we'll get to the schedule, but like in a way you're like, I think this offense would beat last year's offense.
Yeah.
But the stats might not show it at the end of the year.
I'm with you. I like the additions in the portal. I mean, I like, Kojo coming over from Ohio State. I mean, like you said, anybody that goes there usually is pretty damn good, especially at the receiver position. Avant, he was kind of limited at Tulsa, but maybe a fresh scenery here. But yeah, Fowler, his numbers definitely regressed last year. 22 touchdowns 2 years ago to 14 this last year. So
he got paid.
Yeah, he
remember Jay Norvell said teams were offering him 6 figures.
Yeah. He got paid. So now I think he bounces back this year. I think maybe he
never let a lawn chair cash a check. That's a pick Dundee rule.
He went through the honeymoon phase of getting a couple dollars. Hey, now it's time to produce and earn that paycheck.
Yeah. I think this offense could be better though. I think they could be better, but we might not know it statistically. That fair?
I think it's fair. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about the defense. But before we do that, I want to let you know that the College Football Experience is part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Get all your free picks and podcast from the for the Stanley Cup Finals, College Baseball World Series, NBA Finals, CFL regular season, UFL Championship, all on the SGPN app. Get it wherever you get your apps. It's free to download and let it ride. All right. Defensively. First, I mean, there's Nicosi's stats in his 2 years, by the way. I forgot I put together these slides here. 37 touchdowns, 27 interceptions. Third year in the air raid is a good thing to have, but we'll see. It's a big year. He had the sophomore slump. Let's see if he can break out of it. Also at the running back spot, there's Justin Marshall, over 1,000 yards in his short time there in Fort Collins, 6 touchdowns. So a guy that I think could be a factor. And Armani Winfield, who led the team in receiving a season ago, Baylor transfer. The defensive side of the ball. Now they brought in a new defensive coordinator. They hired Tyson Summers, who I'm familiar with from several reasons. He was the head coach of Georgia Southern at one point. He was also with the Colorado Buffaloes under Mike McIntyre as their defensive coordinator, or Carl Durrell, one of the two, right around there, right around that time period where McIntyre left. Or no, was that Mel Tucker? Might have been Mel Tucker.
He was Mel Tucker.
Mel Tucker. I forget about that one season as I should. Tyson Summers I am familiar with, so he's the new DC. And so here's what's interesting to me. I know Jay Norvell is known for his offense in college football. This is a guy that played safety under Hayden Fry at Iowa. Was on the 80s Bears. Defense. So he played safety in the NFL. Like, what are we doing here, Jay? The defense, 96th in total defense a year ago, 74th in scoring defense, 95th in pass defense, and 82nd in rush defense. No wonder why they moved on to a new DC. But Tyson Summers comes in. We'll see. He was at Western Kentucky most recently. They only returned 2 starters on the whole defensive side of the ball. Now, let me preface it with this: Mukende Wakalonje is a player. He's good. I don't know. There's 2 ways you can look at this. You were so bad last year on defense. Get those motherfuckers out of here. And bring in some new talent. No disrespect. I know I interviewed some of their defensive players and they were great people. But I'm just saying the numbers weren't amazing and the strength of schedule was kind of easy. So is it good to not have returning production in a scenario like this, Mac, where there's just 2 starters returning?
Yeah, I'm for when you have a shit defense or shit offense, you don't want that much returning production. Anybody can produce stats. So, yeah, get the right guys in, mold that defense into whatever identity they want to become. And they brought in some talented guys in the portal. I was looking at, they definitely invested most of their resources on the defensive side versus offense.
Yeah. And shout out to the chat. AOD tuning into us from a bar watching the Stanley Cup. Appreciate that, man. Have them put us on a TV if you can. I'll buy you a beer. Yes, in the portal, this is what they did. They brought in Jaquise Evans from Baylor on the defensive line, and they attacked the defensive line, might I add. Is this Dennis? Is that Dennis Jackson from Kentucky? Gabe Jones from New Mexico State. Mac, you were high on this next guy. You can say his name. No, it's Moso Iapala Tulatele. Yes. He comes in from New Mexico with Bronco Mendenhall. Then go into the FCS ranks to get Paul Tangelo from St. Francis, Pennsylvania, who did beat an FBS last year, and yet they're still going D3 after this season, which sucks. Linebacker Jacob Ellis from Iowa State. I think he's penciled in to be a starter. Robert Edmondson also coming in from Prairie View and Bubba McDowell, my guy, Bubba McDowell, great guy. But his tenure's over there in Prairie View, Texas. So Edmondson says, I'm out. Coach is gone. I'm going too. And then the big thing to me is the secondary. They went to address the secondary. Elijah Brown comes over from Arizona. Lamondre Joe from Missouri State saying, I know you're going FBS Missouri State, but I don't give a shit. CJ Blocker coming in from Utah. Jahari Rogers from SMU. Jake Jarmo Molovich. Not going to work anymore from Holy Cross. And then long snapper Walker Heimbach from Kentucky coming in as well. What do you make of the defense here? And I know it says offense. I fucked that up on the slide. I'm kind of optimistic. I mean, I don't know. It's a lot of new faces.
Yeah. It's like I said, though, like they invested a lot of resources. I mean, Evans was pretty highly touted at Baylor, and Blocker at Utah. He played for Whittingham, so he's going to be well coached. Aranda's a good defensive guy. So they got different guys from different programs that usually are pretty good defensively. Going to be a work in progress just because there's so many new pieces here. But I mean, you could say that about every team. I mean, it more and more as we keep doing these team previews, I feel like the slides keep dwindling with returning starters.
It's been rare. I mean, it's even crazier for me because I did this 8 years ago, and you would go through and I would write. Now back then I didn't have the slides. I would just write this shit down.
Yeah.
But I was like, you were having like every team, most of the teams, like the top 25 would have 7, 8 starters returning. Some of them like 9, 10. It's rare these days so far. I'm breaking down all these teams. We're going to go game by game on the schedule, and we're going to talk the state of the Colorado State program in a second here. But I want to let you know that the college football experience is brought to you by Edge Boost. Edge Boost is the first ever bank account that is built for bettors. Ensuring all gambling transactions are approved, no usage fees, no minimums. They're not even going to do a credit check. All right. And you can earn cashback rewards as well. So sign up today at edgeboost.bet with the promo code SGPN. And look, sign up to get if you're doing that, you might as well get a free Refs or Terrorist t-shirt. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/refs to claim that free shirt today. All right. We're also brought to you by Circa. The Circa Hotel in downtown Las Vegas, Nevada is awesome. They're doing an ultimate fantasy football giveaway. It's the biggest sports book in the world, so it's just goes hand in hand. The ultimate fantasy football experience they're giving away. For a 12-person league to draft in Las Vegas and be treated like VIPs the entire stay, you're going to get a limo ride from the airport, a $5,000 tab from Stadium Swim, food, beverage, and Stadium Swim's incredible if you haven't seen it, a hotel stay for you and your 11 league mates, and 2 other bar tabs too, so it's phenomenal what they're offering. You can also get 15% off at all Circa properties with the promo code SGP15. That goes for anybody. So what are you doing? Enter the Ultimate Fantasy Football Contest for free at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/circa. That's CIRCA. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/circa. All right. Now, we like to do this thing called State of the Program. Because I think it's always important. I love watching college football or college basketball or college baseball, even hockey. And I like the state of the program. Are they throwing money here? Are they coming up? You know, I think one of my favorite things to watch in the sport. See a team like Boise State go from a community college to the Fiesta Bowl, you know? And I know Colorado State, we have fans want to puke with me saying that, by the way. But part of state of the program is your stadium. Mac, a lot of people say that I don't like any new stadiums. And I think that's only accurate for the NFL because the NFL is a disgrace when it comes to football stadiums, right? Canvas Stadium is only 8 years young, and I like this fucking stadium a lot, right? I know Hughes Stadium was classic. I wish they would have kept Hughes for like 1 game a year. But Canvas Stadium, first off, Fort Collins, great fucking town. Too.
Great town.
Oh my God. I love getting shit hammered in Fort Collins. It's a beautiful stadium. Look at that. Look at that right there, man. That's what I'm saying. I mean, look, they didn't go for the classic look, which I would have done, but they kept it outdoors. You're in Colorado. You're in Fort Collins. It's a beautiful look. I love the seats. I love the press box, but I love the seats changing colors at a certain spot there. You know, they did a very good job with it. So I do think this is a pretty damn good stadium, and you got to be excited if you're recruiting, saying, "Hey, we have a stadium that is state of the art." You know, it's only 8 years old. I know a lot of other teams in college football, majority of them have like stadiums that are like 100 years old, but this is pretty fucking cool. And here's the reason why I like the move from Hughes Stadium to Canvas Stadium on campus. College sports should be played on campus. Doesn't matter the sport. On campus, on campus, on campus. It is unique. That's what makes college sports so awesome. So I'm in favor of this move, despite Hughes Stadium being a classic. What do you make of the stadium, Mac? And what are you giving this thing?
I'm gonna give it an 8. And I'm with you. That it's beautiful. A lot of scenery in the mountains, and also seats 41,000. You know my take. Like I like the stadiums at the Mountain West level around that 30 to 40. Don't need it too big. Pack that thing in and create a great atmosphere. I mean, when Colorado came there this year, that place was jumping and many other games. So I like it, man. Perfect size for Colorado State, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I mean, look, size isn't what always matters too. You know what I mean? Like Cameron Indoor Stadium is great, and that's like one of the smallest stadiums. Like to me, it's all about everything else. But yeah, I mean, shit, you go to a Michigan game, it's like 100,000, but it's not even that loud. You know, but I mean, it's awesome, it's cool, but it also is like it. I've been to a fucking Montana game in Missoula where that shit was rocking. It was louder than a lot of other FBS schools. So, yeah, it's a sharp looking stadium, man. I think they did a really good job with it. And obviously Colorado's fucking gorgeous. So you add that on top of it, get out to a game. If you're in the Colorado area, shit, even if you're outside of it, fly in for a game. So state of the program was a tough question for me because I do like the new stadium. I originally was going to give it a 6 out of 10, Mac, just because they didn't capitalize last year. And I think Norvell's kind of in a critical year. But then I remembered they're jumping to the Pac-12 and they're going to get a bigger TV check than what they currently have in the Mountain West. And I said, you know what? Between that and the new stadium, I'm going to say 7 out of 10. The program's on the rise. How about you?
I agree with you. I think 7 out of 10. I mean, they've gone from 3 to 5 to 8. So I mean, they're building and they brought in all those guys in the portal. I don't think you can go below 7, but it's definitely not an 8. So yeah, I'm with you. 7 safe.
Yeah. I think that's the one. That's the one right there. The schedule, week 1. They are heading to Husky Stadium, legendary Husky Stadium, to take on the Washington Huskies. I cannot believe they have never played the Washington Huskies. Look, I make all these slides. I know college football, I think, better than most humans, but I would have assumed a program that's been playing since the 1800s in Colorado would have played Washington at some point. Fascinating to me that they have never played on the football field, but yet being in somewhat the vicinity. This is a dangerous game for Washington. The more I think about it,
yeah,
Mac, because they lose, Belichick's son, the DC, to North Carolina to be with dad, and who knows what's happening with his girlfriend. But then they did bring in Ryan Walters, who is a former Colorado Buffalo safety, so I'm sure he might take this game pretty personal. And by the way, speaking of that, why the hell is the Rocky Mountain Showdown not on the fucking schedule?
Whose fault is that? Is that Colorado State or Colorado?
I would assume Colorado, but I also think that was done before Dion, though. I think that was because they got to get that back.
The last 2 years,
they should play every year. Should put that shit in the state law. Put that shit as a state law. Let's go. But I'm intrigued by this game, Mac. I don't think it's a gimme. I know Washington's got that young quarterback that played in the bowl game that looked fire in that bowl game. But they have some questions. They were not go back. I went back and watched the Eastern Michigan Washington game the other day for the preview for Eastern Michigan. I know they ended up blowing out Eastern Michigan, but it wasn't really a blowout if you watch that game. I'll take Washington because that environment's in the sailgating. That stadium's awesome.
Big
but I'm intrigued. If you're looking for like a week 1 potential money line upset, this could be that. I mean, if you got a third-year starting quarterback, in college football, that's fucking rare these days. What are you doing here?
I'm with you. Give me the Huskies just because of the environment. The game's out west. It's a tough place to win at. I think this game will be close. It's a late game. I mean, it kicks off 11 o'clock Eastern on the Big Ten Network.
Yeah, Benedict Danton. It's Husky Stadium as far as I know. Hopefully it's not Lumen. Husky Stadium is fucking awesome. I mean, Lumen's all right, but I'm saying Husky Stadium. I think it's on campus as far as I know. So 0-1 to Colorado State. They come back home and they play Northern Colorado. The Bears. I've been to their stadium. This is a series that goes back 125 years. You know I love this game on the schedule, even though Northern Colorado's been ass doo-doo play lately. 1-0 or 1-1. I'm sorry, 1-0 against the FCS. What are you doing here?
I bounce back off the Washington game 1-1, and this next one's a big one.
Well, they get a bye. A bye. Shout out to the history of Ram football there. Which, by the way, I mean, Sonny Lubick. If you're in the Fort Collins area, you got to hit Sonny Lubick Steakhouse. Legendary coach. Their new stadium is Canvas Stadium, but it's Sonny Lubick Field. Look, part of his staff at one point, I believe Skip Holtz was a part of his staff, and also Urban Meyer. So he might have played his first game of grab ass in Fort Collins there at the bars. They were rolling in the 90s when they had Joey Porter and shit, Bradley Van Pelt in the early 2000s. They were rolling. Week 4, because of the bye week. UTSA is coming to Fort Collins. The series goes back 10 years. This is a pretty awesome game for two really good mid majors. Give me Colorado State.
It's a good game.
Oh, so you got Owen McCown, who, by the way, is another former Colorado Buffalo, starting at quarterback there. He's the son of Josh McCown, starting for UTSA. This is a kind of a fascinating game. I'm going to take State, but I don't feel great about it.
I'm going to take State, too, because they got the bye week. An extra week of preparation to get ready. They got to get this one.
Yeah, so 2-1. And then a Washington State comes to town in a series that goes back 12 years.
First year head coach.
Yeah, this is why I think Colorado State's live to win this thing.
Yep.
And it's an offensive overhaul in philosophy. So I will take Colorado State to go to 3-1 out the gate. Jay Norvell says, hot seat my ass, Dundee. And I'll see him in a couple of weeks here in Vegas. But what are you doing here?
Yeah, I'll go with the Rams as well. Tough play. Primetime game, CBS Sports. I think Wazoo is not informed yet just because new coach, new tenure, Norvell and company 3-1.
I like it. It's already chippy in the chat. We got Buffs fans coming in here talking shit. All right. I'm with you. All right. Let's go. 3-1. Big time win there against Wazoo. Then they head to the Snapper in San Diego, California to take on Sean Lewis and the Aztecs. Nobody goes into the Snapper without getting some ass. All right. This is a tough one for me to project, man. San Diego State was a bit of a dud for me last season. You know what? Give me an upset, though. Give me an upset. Give me these Aztecs. I don't feel good about this, though. I think it's a 50-50 game.
I'm going to take the Aztecs, too. We just gave them 2 big wins at home. Now they got to hit the road.
The problem is, though, I know they have a new stadium, but that shit's like half empty.
I know. It sucks. But it's just it's a road trip, though. So.
Yeah. I'll say loss, too. But I wouldn't shock me at all. This is a 50-50 to me. This is a 50-50 here. But I will take the Aztecs, which puts them at 3-2. But I can see 4-1, man. I really could see 4-1. Then they host Fresno State. We talked about this game last night when we did our Fresno State preview. Go listen to that, folks, as we break down all the 136 teams. We both took Colorado State. So that puts us at 4-2.
Yeah, we're high on the Rams, baby.
Dude, they could be 5-1. I know we just said, well, the schedule's harder this year.
Yeah,
I could totally see a path for 5-1. Then Timmy Chang comes all the way up. Timmy Chang, remember, used to be with Jay Norvell at Nevada and was in Fort Collins for a week or two before he got hired away to be the head coach of Hawaii. Series goes back 100 years. I will take Colorado State. I think that you want to talk about an advantage going from the island to that altitude. Good luck. Give me the Rams. I'm in. This is holy shit.
What
are you doing here?
Rams, another win. I will say, getting 5 out of 7 at home to start is nice before the calendar flips here to November here shortly.
Yeah. Shout out to Cam. But, dude, they're not playing a lot of winning teams this year. You know?
Yeah, their schedule is
6-7 last year. They lost the bowl game. Their schedule, San Diego State was ass. Hawaii had a losing record. UTSA had a winning record, I believe, but it wasn't by much.
Yeah. Northern Colorado's FCS, and the next team's Wyoming.
Yeah. So it's very similar. But this is a rivalry. The Battle of the Boot, the Border War rivalry. And let me tell you, as someone that's been up doing Jaeger bombs at Laramie before, and this series goes back 100 since the 1800s. How about that? They hate each other.
Yeah.
This is a legit, really good rivalry. And once again, they're leaving this. You're going to lose this game.
Yeah,
You're leaving the fucking Mountain West. This is not going to be an every year thing. This is another one we lose. It's another one we lose, you filthy whores. All right? Wyoming's winning this fucking game.
Yep. I'm with you. This is the
place gonna burn fucking down, dude.
Coming in here hot 5-2. Yeah, this is a loss. 5-3. We're agreeing a lot on Colorado.
I know. But it just seems like, come on, man. And then you got another bye week. Shout out to Bradley Van Pelt and his pops, who played linebacker for the New York Giants back in the 70s. Then Dan Mullen, he's an Urban Meyer guy. Coming into Fort Collins. Series goes back to 1978. UNLV at Colorado State. What you have a date on this?
November 8th.
Give me Colorado State. little sissy dome team from the desert coming up to those mountains. Give me Colorado State.
Are you a little worried that Mullen's team might be playing well at this point of the year?
Potentially, but I still say that's a huge that's why I think the Mountain West and Pac-12 have been underrated a little bit historically. The temperature in the SEC, you don't do some shit like that. Yeah. You don't go from there to how many? I feel like Colorado State games are in the snow all the time.
I was gonna say, what did UNLV do last year when they had to go to the cold? They didn't have to go to the cold. They went to Hawaii and San Jose late in the year. Then they went to Boise.
Have fun with it.
Yeah, you sold me. You sold me. Give me Colorado State at home. They're good at home.
Bowl eligible. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're good at home. It's hard to win there.
Then they head to Albuquerque.
Oh, there you
take on Jason Eck and the Lobos. This is tricky.
They're losing this game. They got Boise on the look ahead too.
Series goes back to 1935. Another one you're gonna piss away. I will take New Mexico to score the upset. Let's go. Cam Duncan, am I kidding? I don't think UNLV is a playoff contender this year, dude.
Playoff team? What?
Yeah, I don't think this year. Dan Mullen comes in, but their whole Brennan Marion, their OC, took a bunch of their team to Sac State.
Yeah,
I don't have them number 2 in the Mountain West. But even if so, though, man, come on. Colorado State beat Boise 2 years ago in their 5-win season. Upsets happen, you know. We're calling for New Mexico to beat Colorado State. I don't have New Mexico as a bowl team. That's an upset. All right.
We had Wyoming beating them too. We basically have them protecting home field and struggling on the road, aka what Colorado State did last year.
Yeah. So I got them losing this. And what does that put us at?
6-4, and now they go to Boise.
Well, before we get to the Boise game, I want to let you know that the college football experience, Colorado State Ram style, is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes. Look, Underdog's going long for the NBA Finals with their extender bonus. Hop in game 1, and the longer the series goes, the bigger the bonuses get. So sign up, and when you do, use our promo code TCESGPN to claim your special pick plus first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code TCESGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. You probably heard me talk about Rhythm previously, and guess what? They're awesome. But yes, they just dropped a game-changing new feature called Power Trends. These are AI-detected patterns where Rhythm's model has consistently won and has a very high ROI. Think like a strikeout prop that it wins 59% of the time when the line and win probability hit a certain range. You got to check it out. I mean, power trends are updated daily and exclusive to Rhythm and Rhythm only. No touts, no noise, just clean data back bets. Download the Rhythm app, check out power trends, and start betting smarter. Get your free 7-day trial period today. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's RITHMM. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. We're also brought to you by mybookie.ag. Yes, MyBookie is your place to bet on every single sport, including the NBA playoffs and the Stanley Cup Finals. And MyBookie accepts a ton of customers from a bunch of locations, even outside of the States. You can easily deposit, get lightning fast payouts using crypto. So head on over to mybookie.ag. But when you do, use our promo code TCESGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply, of course. That's mybookie.ag. Promo code TCESGPN. All right. There we go. No, Cam, I have been paying attention. I saw their moves, but it's year one. How many year one coaches? I mean, I guess you have Signetti, but I'm not really buying in. They don't have much of a home edge. I think the Mountain West coaching got better too as a conference.
You don't feel go like 7-5.
Yeah, I think they'll make a bowl. I just don't have them as a contender this year. They lost too much production. Their quarterback's gone. They're installing a brand new offense, which is a lot different than the offense they were running. And I think that takes time. And another thing is, last year was a lot of first-year coaches in the conference. I think San Jose State and Niumatalolo are to me, it's them and Boise as who I have as the teams. But watch out. Troy Calhoun and Air Force are going to be on the rebound. Interested to see what Wyoming does in year two there. Bronco Mendenhall's at Utah State where they're spending some money. Jason Eck did a fantastic job in year one at Idaho, so why couldn't he do it at New Mexico? And I think Choate at Nevada, and I think Fresno State. Fresno State was better than UNLV over the past few years. It was just last year, Tedford, because of a heart condition, had to leave. So they had an interim. I expect Fresno to be better this year than they were a season ago. So I think the conference is better. Hawaii, Timmy Chang, another year into it too. So, don't get me wrong. I mean, it wouldn't be shocking because Dan Mullen's a good coach. I just feel like to learn all that turnover offensively and defensively, because Barry Odom ran that defense. I think they'll probably be third or fourth place in the Mountain West.
Yeah, they're not going to suck. I don't see them getting back to the title game against.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think I'd actually have it like off the top of my head right now without previewing all these teams yet. Boise 1, San Jose State 2, 3 would probably be.
Might be Colorado State.
Yeah, it could be. I think Utah State might be playing pretty good this year too, man. UNLV might be third though. They might be third.
They might be.
Yeah.
We'll see. Schedule matters in this league. Colorado State almost got there last year. I mean, Cam, Colorado State was 6-1 in the Mountain West last year.
Yeah.
They were they weren't horrible.
Yeah. Everyone knows this besides this podcast. Well, I don't know. I just happened to fucking have Indiana go into the playoffs last year. Did everyone know that? Because I did. Huh? I cashed a ticket on fucking Indiana to make the playoffs. All right.
What do you mean everybody knows it? Everybody's 0-0. Everybody's 0-0. Nobody's won a game yet.
If we're gonna listen to this, I mean, Cam, come on, man. I mean, it doesn't go chalk. You know what I mean? Like, if everything went chalk, we wouldn't watch the games. You know what I mean? Like, No one had Indiana in the playoffs. No one had Notre Dame in the national championship. No one had SMU in the fucking playoffs. I mean, I had Indiana actually, so I should say I guess I'm incorrect. And I did have SMU in the ACC championship. I had them winning the ACC championship, and they didn't do that. But my point is, no one had Vanderbilt beating fucking Alabama. I had Vanderbilt beating Virginia Tech, but not Alabama. Anyway, where are we at here on the schedule? So there's 6 wins in, right? They're 6 wins right now?
Yeah, we got them at 6-4. They're going to Boise, and that's an L.
Yes. That will be an L, especially knowing that they beat Boise on a Hail Mary 2 years ago.
Oh yeah.
Revenge. Boise wins big. So that puts that 6-5. Then this is the last time they're playing this for the foreseeable future too. This is a rivalry game, and guess what? I'm all over Air Force here, dude. Colorado State. Before last year, Air Force. I want to say I was doing the preview last year, but Troy Calhoun has an unbelievable record fucking up Colorado State, and I think it's going to happen this year. All right, because Colorado State caught him last year. Falcons won 5 straight, or was it to end the season, or 4 straight, whatever it was. I think the Falcons bounce back this year. That's another one. Actually, that's another one that I think is. Don't sleep on Troy Calhoun. Do not sleep on Troy Calhoun. I got him 6-6, Mac.
I got to win. I got him finishing 7-5. I thought about it. If the game was at Air Force, I would go Air Force, but I'll go Colorado State 7-5. That's a decent year.
Yeah.
I mean,
I want to just look up his record is incredible though. I want to say Troy Calhoun is like 14-2 against Colorado State. That option just fucks with them. So when did Calhoun got hired? What year? Can you pull that up? What year did Troy Calhoun get hired? I want to say it was like, I don't know, 05 or something, right? 06 maybe, right? If I'm guessing, if I'm talking out of my ass.
07.
There we go. Okay. So 07, he won what, 2, 4, 6 in a row. Then he lost one. Then he won one, then lost one, and then he won 7 in a row, and then he lost last year. He's got 3 losses, and they play every year. Air Force going to fuck them up. 6-6.
I got 7-5. Although I do like Calhoun.
Watch out for Troy Calhoun. The man can fucking coach ball, man. The win total is at 6.5. Hey, turns out Vegas might be just the same as us. Plus 1,500 to win the Mountain West, plus 3,500 to make the college football playoffs. Yeah. I mean, I don't feel great because I have them losing to New Mexico.
We had it coming down to the wire. I think they're gonna win 6 or 7.
Yeah, I think they'll be right around that. I would not bet this. I would not bet this. And if I'm a Colorado State fan, I would not bet. Instead of betting the over, much like last night's Fresno episode, I would just take the plus 1,500 to win the Mountain West. Because if for some reason Boise does struggle without Ashton Jeanty, and you can find a way to get there, because the schedule, I mean, it's tougher than last year's, but it's not a fucking gauntlet. So, yeah. 6-6. Bowling. Now, let me ask you this, Mac. 7-5. Jay Norvell's back for sure.
Yeah, I think
6-6. 6-6. Make the Chimichanga Bowl. Take down UTEP or something.
Yeah. Right? I even if he goes 5-7, I think he gets a 5th year. He would have to really implode. I mean, what's the floor here?
Floor is 5-7 to me.
Yeah, I think he's too good a coach to just like implode and go like 3-9.
Yeah. Cam, San Jose State should have beat Boise State last year. They were in year 1 on Niumatalolo. That's my point. It's like it's a brand new
moving the goalpost. He said they didn't beat a team with the winning record. Said they beat San Jose State. That was a good win.
San Jose State is going to be a really good team this year. I feel very confident with that statement.
Yeah.
Like they showed flashes. They should have beat Boise. Go back, watch that Boise game. Boise had no business beating San Jose State last year.
This doesn't even make sense. Like this would be like me going on a Marshall episode and just shitting on Marshall over and over. I don't.
He's a Colorado fan. I'm a Colorado fan too, dude.
Why do you?
I'm a Colorado fan too, man.
That's little brother. Why do you even care about?
I've probably been a Colorado fan longer than you, man. But I mean, still, I mean, you can't. I mean, Colorado State's still going to be a bowl team. Let me ask you this, Cam. What do you have Colorado State this year? It seems like you got them 2-10, which I can appreciate as a Buffs fan. But
they're they're gonna go like 6-6 or 7-5. They're not horrible. I mean, their odds to win the Mountain West right there 15-1. That tells you that they're solid.
I mean, Vegas agrees with us. We just did it. It said I had it about 6-6. You had it about 7-5. And ironically, that doesn't happen for every one of these previews we do. Shit, I think we did the Southern Miss one, and I had it like 5 games over the fucking number, right? So, yeah.
I can't deal with this guy. I just saw his last comment. Yeah, Idaho is a good team. They were in the FCS fucking playoffs.
They were. Jason Eck. Jason Eck
He's
is
the New
very
Mexico
good.
coach.
And they almost beat Oregon. They were down 4 to that shit. I think they had the lead on Oregon or within 3 in the fourth quarter. Watch out. Watch out, man. I know what the fuck I'm talking about here. All right.
Go Buff.
Yeah. And look, I mean, it still wouldn't shock me if UNLV won it because Mullins has been such a proven winner wherever he's been. It wouldn't shock me. I just think, and I want to say majority of insiders I talk to, San Jose State is one that people that know the sport are high on too. So anyway, I mean, who gives? We're pissing in the wind, but I 6-6 is for me, 7-5 for you. Give Moneyline Mac a follow on Twitter at Moneyline_Mac. I'm on Twitter at DColbyD. The College Football Experience is on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. We're also on YouTube, youtube.com/The College Experience. It's the hub for all of our stuff. College baseball experience, college basketball experience, FCS college football experience, and obviously this show, the College Football Experience. We have another show to do tonight. We're talking about the Ohio Bobcats next. And then tomorrow we will be talking about the Texas A&M Aggies and the Navy Midshipmen. So buckle up. There's that schedule one more time. It's not that. The road spots are tough because Wyoming is the last time you play. Boise's Boise. Washington's Washington. I mean, it is a nice start to the season.
Yeah, 5 out of 7 to start the year.
It is a nice start to the season.
If they're like 3-4 at that point, then it could be a bad year. But like they should be like 5-2 at that point, or at worst, they should not be worse than 4-3 after those first 7.
Yeah.
If they protect home field, which they usually do.
Yeah. I think I'll be pretty spot on. I think it's going to be between 6 and 7. 6 and 7. If if Fowler-Nicolosi gets injured or something, maybe 4 or 5. But yeah. Anyway, folks, we'll be back in like 20 minutes talking Ohio Bobcat football. All right, so buckle up. Yeah. In the meantime, shit, I don't know. Watch the Stanley Cup or something. It's a blowout, I think, though.
It's a blowout.
Anyway, till next time, this is the College Football Experience, Colorado State Ram style. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
I've lost my mind. I'm just ahead of my time. My brain is insane. I know I'm out of my mind. Lose control. The mind tricks the body thinks the mind's crazy.
Rocking at first was hell without rocker. I pop up in spots, they screaming new clockwork. I'm dilated, the fuck off, I ain't doing it. Before Weatherman dropped, they thought I might have ruined it. Elusive, I just deny rumors. Smile and give punchlines with dry humor. See what the future brings. In 03, I got on MTV. Time is fucked, that's the message I'm sending them. Sign with Slug and survive beef with Eminem. I mention different events in my sentences. It's dangerous to reminisce or remember it. And still it's evidence, check 1, 2, 1, 2. Less punches and spit what I've been through. I stayed here, got booed, but kept rapping. The same year got sued by Kurt Natman.
Just ahead of my time. My brain is insane. I know I'm out of my mind. I know where I come from and know who I started with, but trying to split a check 8 ways, that's the hardest shit. And I ain't starving shit, I had to get my own, so I ain't trying to hear that bullshit you on. Like you love my brothers, my crew more than I do. Anytime I make a change, I gotta run it by you. I wish I would give a fuck. I was broke in the hood on the porch and some chucks. The first one saying Mid-City on these records. And make the world respect it. Cloverdale, 1300 block moving. Sunshine bomb bitches, that's how we do it. And what you doing, man? You shoveling snow, throwing coke up your nose. You in love with the blow? Oops. Think I'm dissing my own crew, but I love the living legends. I was talking about you.